Hi, good morning, boys and girls. Happy Monday. We're going to skip a good morning song today because I want to do a quick calendar and I want to share a story with you today. So today is Monday, October 12th, and it's kind of a special day. It's a holiday. You'll find it on the calendar. It's called Columbus Day. And Columbus was an explorer. He lived a long, long time ago. I'm going to show you a picture of him. This is what he looked like. You guys might think he looks a little different than we do today because he has kind of a fancy outfit on, doesn't he? Here he's wearing a hat and he has a collar and then he has a big long jacket. So Christopher Columbus lived way back in the 1400s. Well, it is 2020 now, 2020. So when all this happened, when he was exploring and traveling, it was 1492. So I did a little math problem on the back because I wanted to get this right. So it's 2020 now, and this story happened in 1492. That was 528 years ago. That was a long, long, long time ago. Do you think they had TVs back then? No. Do you think they had computers and the internet? No. Do you think they had cars? No. Okay, but what they did have is they had ships. Okay, so he lived in Europe and he traveled on ships and he went exploring, looking for new land. I think I'm going to save that and then we'll read the story when we're done with the calendar. So what I want to do is show you the calendar. Okay, it's still October. I'm going to get my pointer and we're going to spell October, O-C-T-O-B-E-R. Now since we're coming back from a weekend, let's go ahead and put the numbers up. We left off on October the 9th, so Saturday is the 10th, and I'm going to put it on the orange side because we're doing 2 orange, 2 yellow, 2 orange, 2 yellow. Then Sunday was the weekend, part of our weekend, so that was the 11th of October. I'm going to turn that around and put it on the yellow side. Okay, so now we're ready to count, and we'll be on our day today. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The number we're looking for today is 12. And if we follow our pattern, we had 2 orange, so I'm going to go. And this is Christopher Columbus's birthday, and that's why I'm going to read you the story today. If we were in the classroom, we might even do a little activity. I have a few activities, but I think we're going to skip that this year. If you guys want to do something, I'm sure you can find something on the internet. Okay, I'm going to move this over here. Oops, we forgot the straw. Let me put a straw in the pocket. On Friday, we left off on 42. I'm going to turn this, and we'll make that 4 bundles of 10, 10, 20, 30, 40. And now we have 3 in this pocket. 41, 42, 43. Okay, let's write 43 up here. Need to grab my marker. Give me a second, boys and girls. It's not where it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm going to move this over here. Okay, kind of hard to see because it's way back here. All right, so I'm going to make a 4 first. Halfway down, then turn right, a straight line through, and a 4 is in sight. And then I'm going to go around and around. What can it be? This is known as the number 3. Since I am over here, I think we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay, we still have the 9th up there because that was Friday. I'm going to skip the 10 and the 11. I want to get the number 12. This is Columbus Day, same number we have on the calendar, and then we're going to go Friday. We weren't here Saturday. I'll slide way back over here to Sunday, and then I'll push it on to Monday. Today is Monday. Let's go ahead and say the whole thing. Today is October 12th, 2020. The day of the week is Monday. I did put our new letter up here, boys and girls. You can see what it is. N is for nest and Nell. We're probably not going to get to that new letter until Wednesday because there are a few pages in our Nat Geo that I want to do that go with a story. There's some comprehension pages and some pages to practice our sight word. Hey, boys and girls, you can see that this fell down. I have to get it to fix. I have to probably put new Velcro up there, so we'll just skip that. It's another beautiful day, isn't it? It's going to be hot this week. And then I'm also going to take the 6 out of here, put another piece of gum in our bubble gum jar, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top and 2 on the bottom. So 5, 6, 7. I'm going to hold up the 7 and show you. That's going to go in this pocket. So we're going to be working on 7 this week. We're going to start a new letter. We're going to learn a new sight word. Okay, but right now I want to bring the camera over here. I have kind of on my table or my desk, I have set up a spot for me to read the story. Okay, so let me show you this picture of Christopher Columbus again, okay? This is what he looked like. Like I said, he was an explorer. He liked to travel. Now, at that time in 1492, 528 years ago, people had maps like this. This is a map of the world, okay? Now, Christopher Columbus lived in Europe. He lived in Italy and Spain, but here's the continent of Europe right here. Here's where we live in the United States of America. Now, that was such a long time ago, and like I said, they didn't have computers and televisions. So the people who lived in Europe, they knew there were people down here in Africa. They knew there was a continent and land here, but all they saw when they got into their ships was water. And they thought that the world was flat, like a map. So they were afraid if they traveled too far west that they would end up falling off of the end of the earth. They thought that the world was flat, like this paper here. So if this was the ocean and you were traveling in a ship and the world was flat, okay, what would happen? You'd get to the end of the earth and you'd fall off, right? So that's what people believed because it was such a long time ago. They didn't know. So people went out in their ships and they went to travel. They were trying to find, new routes to travel in the ocean, okay? And we know now that the world is round, right? The world is round. So if you were traveling, this globe is not very good because you see the land, but then the water here is brown. This is kind of a fancy globe, but most globes show the water is blue, right? So if people were traveling in their ships and the world is round, you'll never fall off the earth, will you? Okay? Because you can go around and around and around and around, but you're not going to fall off. Okay, so way back then, that's what they believed. So Christopher Columbus wanted to go exploring, and he needed some ships. In fact, he went to the Queen of Spain. He was trying to get money to pay for his expedition, so he went and asked a lot of people, the king and the queens, and he finally got some money from the Queen of Spain, and he was able to get 3 ships. So here's my big book. It's called In 1492, and that's the year that Christopher Columbus sailed. So here's one of his ships. Okay. All right, I'm going to kind of skip over a couple pages till I get to the very beginning. All right. It says, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. So here's the ocean and here's the big ship. That's a big ship. It's like a sailboat. It's called a clipper ship. It has lots of sails. Instead of just one, it has a whole bunch of sails. Okay. He had 3 ships and left from Spain. He sailed through sunshine, wind, and rain. So there he is. Now, he didn't just have 1 ship, he had 3. This book doesn't talk about the ships, but they're called the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. 3 ships he had. And he had lots of sailors that went with him. He had other explorers on his ship with him. He sailed by night, he sailed by day. He used the stars to find his way. Okay, to navigate, they would look at the star. They'd find the North Star and they'd find their direction. A compass also helped him know how to find the way to go. So they're traveling in the ocean and they're looking for new land. They're actually looking for riches. They're looking for gold and silver and jewels. 90 sailors were on board. Some men worked while others snored. What that means is that they couldn't all stay awake for 24 hours. You have to get some sleep, right? So these sailors are working the sails right here, keeping the ship afloat, while these men are down here sleeping, okay, down in the bottom of the boat. And then when they wake up, they take turns, right? Okay. Then the workers went to sleep, and others watched the ocean deep. Okay. I see some whales in the ocean. So they're traveling, they said 90 men. That's almost 100. So Christopher Columbus and almost 100 men. Day after day, they looked for land. They dreamed of trees and rocks and sand. And boys and girls, I know that's hard to see, but you see a lot of blue, don't you? That's a big, vast blue ocean. And I bet, look at their tiny ships. Look at how small they look. The ships are actually, pretty large, but on this big, huge ocean, they look very small. And I bet if you were on one of these ships and you looked out and you just saw blue ocean, now being on the ocean is so much fun. It's so much fun for a few hours or a day, and it's even fun to go on a cruise and stay for a few days. But they were on the ocean and not really sure if they were going to find land. So that would be kind of hard, because if you've ever been on a boat and gotten seasick, some of them got seasick. It says, October 12th, their dream came true. You never saw a happier crew. They're very, very happy because they finally see land. Indians, Columbus cried. His heart was filled with joyful pride. So when they first landed, boys and girls, they were looking for America. They actually landed in the Bahamas first, but when they see Indians right here, and they're just so happy to have found land. But India, the land was not. It was the Bahamas, and it was very, very hot. So they landed here. The natives were very nice. They gave the sailors food and spice. So here's pictures of the Indians. Okay, they built a fire. They're trying to talk and communicate, but they don't speak the same language. Columbus sailed on to find some gold to bring back home as he had been told. He had to bring back gold to the queen, who gave him the money for the ships. He made the trip again and again, trading for gold to bring to Spain. So what he's doing is he has some he traded with the Indians. The Indians found the gold and they'd give it to Columbus, and Columbus would give the Indians things that he brought from Spain. It looks like a piece of cloth. That's what that looks like. The first American? No, not quite. But Columbus was brave and he was bright. When they say bright, that means he was smart. There he is. He's going back and forth, traveling from Spain. We cheer for him and say hooray, especially on Columbus Day. So if you hear anybody talking about Christopher Columbus today on Columbus Day, October 12th, you will know who he was. He was one of the first explorers from Europe that sailed west and found land in the Bahamas, and then where we live in America, and then other explorers came. And you know what? If they wouldn't have been brave and they wouldn't have come here, then maybe we wouldn't have this beautiful country to live in, the United States of America. Okay, so happy Columbus Day.